This is the tragic story of the disappearance and brutal murder of a beautiful 26-year-old woman named Shaquana Caldwell. She had her whole life ahead of her, until it was violently taken away by a 51-year-old man that she was in a relationship with. A felon, who had already served a 17-year prison sentence for the murder of another woman. The killer, a true incarnation of evil, strangled Shaquana to death, just as he had strangled the woman he was convicted for killing in 1998.
Police say a family member knew something was wrong on May 22nd of last year when they hadn't heard from or seen 26-year-old Shaquana Caldwell for several days.
She had been reported missing, didn't show up for work. A family member became concerned after a week or so.
Fast forward about 3 weeks, a family hiking in some woods near the 500 block of Ordnance Road in Anne Arundel County found a badly decomposed body, unrecognizable.
But this is what the computer generated.
With the help of a company in Virginia, investigators use a new forensic DNA analysis called DNA phenotyping that predicts a person's physical appearance using DNA. The sketch left no doubt that it was Shaquana.
They are able to break it down through several different layers of what color her eyes might be, what color her skin might be, and even down to the DNA profile to know if she has freckles or not.
The agony of losing a beloved family member under mysterious circumstances is a pain that defies description. When the shadow of domestic violence lurks over a relationship, and a disappearance is later revealed to be a murder, the sorrow deepens into a chasm of despair and confusion for the victim's loved ones. For those left behind, the process of searching, waiting, and eventually uncovering the brutal truth is a journey fraught with immense suffering and emotional turmoil. This heartbreaking ordeal is the devastating reality faced by the family of Shaquana Marie Caldwell. Shaquana was a vibrant young woman whose life was cruelly cut short by the very person who claimed to love her. It would later come to light that Shaquana was not the first woman who lost her life in a relationship with him. On the evening of May 14, 2017, a Baltimore neighborhood was shaken to its core by a crime so heinous that it left a mark on the community that could never be erased. A 26-year-old woman named Shaquana Marie Caldwell was last seen in the Curtis Bay area of South Baltimore. Her sudden disappearance would soon unravel a story of a relationship turned lethal, shattering the lives of those who knew her. The first sign that something was horribly wrong came on May 22, 2017. Shaquana's family, worried by her unusual silence, reported her missing to the Baltimore Police Department. She had failed to show up for work, and her phone calls and messages went unanswered. Her family knew that this behavior was unlike Shaquana, who was always in touch with her loved ones. The days that followed were filled with growing dread as the search for Shaquana intensified, but there was no trace of her. A month went by, and Shaquana was still missing, until June 14, 2017, when a family hiking in a wooded area of Anne Arundel County made a grisly discovery. There was something hidden beneath the tarp. It was the badly decomposed body of a young woman. The state of the remains made immediate identification impossible. What was clear was that foul play was involved. Law enforcement began the painstaking process of determining the identity of the deceased. In a groundbreaking move, investigators enlisted the help of Parabon Nano Labs, a Virginia biotechnology company specializing in advanced forensic techniques. Using DNA phenotyping, they were able to predict the physical appearance of the victim from her DNA. This technique, which could determine features such as eye color, skin tone, and even the presence of freckles, produced a sketch that bore a striking resemblance to Shaquana. This technology was able to create such an accurate depiction of Shaquana's face. Dental records later provided the final confirmation, and on November 13, 2017, the grim truth of what happened was finally revealed. The body that was found under a tarp in the woods was positively identified as Shaquana Marie Caldwell. The medical examiner ruled that she had been murdered by asphyxiation. With Shaquana's identity confirmed, the focus shifted to her boyfriend, 51-year-old Terrence Caldwell. Despite sharing the same last name of Caldwell, they were not related or married. This is a bizarre coincidence, and a bit eerie, how Shaquana was killed by a man with the same last name as her, especially since it's not the most common last name either. Their relationship had been tumultuous, marked by arguments and instability. Terrace confessed that he strangled Shaquana to death after an argument in their apartment. I couldn't find any reports or information online that describes what Shaquana and Terrace were arguing about on that fateful day. Judging from the fact that Terrace has now been convicted twice for murder by strangulation, I think it's safe to assume that he is the one to blame for whatever the conflict was. Terrace had a dark past. In 1998, he had been convicted of murdering another woman under similar circumstances. He had served 17 years of a 30-year sentence before being released on parole in 2015. Shaquana's family had always been uneasy about her relationship with Terrace, suspecting that he was capable of violence. Shaquana's family's intuition about Terrace being a dangerous individual was spot on. It was something about Terrace that rubbed people the wrong way. I imagined that there was a negative, sinister type of energy about him, possibly his cold, heartless eyes, that made Shaquana's family feel uncomfortable. After Shaquana's disappearance, Terrace fled to Park City, Utah, in a bid to escape the growing scrutiny. However, a parole violation led authorities to his location, and in January 2018, he was apprehended and brought back to Baltimore. In police custody, Terrace eventually confessed to the murder. He detailed how a heated argument had escalated into violence, resulting in him strangling Shaquana in their Baltimore apartment. He then transported her body to Anne Arundel County, where he callously dumped her body in a secluded wooded area. Shaquana was found in Anne Arundel County a month after her disappearance, hidden amongst bushes by a busy road, lying beneath a tarp. The news of Shaquana's murder devastated her family and friends. Her sister, Dequana Boris, spoke out for the first time, her voice breaking with emotion as she described the pain of losing Shaquana. "Everything. I miss calling, I miss seeing my sister," she said through tears. Tiona Jeffries, Shaquana's best friend, echoed these sentiments, expressing her long-held suspicions about Terrace and frustration with the justice system that had allowed him to be free. "The system failed, first of all," she said. "That's my angel. So when she talks to me, I know what's going to make her happy, and I'm going to get justice for my best friend." Terrace Caldwell was charged with first and second-degree murder and first and second-degree assault. As the legal process unfolded, Shaquana's family remained determined to see justice served. They attended every court hearing, their presence a testament to their love for Shaquana and their commitment to holding her killer accountable. Shaquana's tragic story cast a harsh light on the vulnerabilities within the parole system, raising critical questions about how someone with a violent history could be released and allowed to commit another brutal crime. It underscored the urgent need for reforms to protect potential victims and prevent such tragedies from happening again. Shaquana's memory lives on in the hearts of her family and friends, a painful reminder of a life cut short by senseless violence.
According to investigators, Shaquana had been living in a Baltimore apartment with her boyfriend, 51-year-old Terrace Caldwell, after he served 17 years of a 30-year sentence for killing a woman in 1998. Police say he took off for Utah after Shaquana disappeared, but a parole violation sent them to track him down there, and he was brought back to Baltimore Wednesday. Investigators say he confessed to murdering Shaquana and even took detectives to the wooded area where the body was found.
It appears there was some sort of argument, and he got into an argument with her and murdered her inside of an apartment here in Baltimore, and then took her to Anne Arundel County.
Her death was ruled a homicide by asphyxiation. Terrace Caldwell is charged with first and second-degree murder. And so police say that Caldwell went to Utah about a month after Shaquana's body was found. He's being held without bail tonight.
That's fear. Coming together, that shows that we're tied. That shows that we are united. Why are we afraid to come together? You know, I'm not saying come have dinner with me. I'm just saying stand with me on the things that are affecting your neighborhood and mine. We need to show the criminal element that we're united, not that we're afraid.